All right, so we're talking about creating unique, creative content. And the question is, how do we stand out in such a saturated market? How do we stand out in such a crowded world? So, have you ever felt like all your ideas or your content just kind of lingers in the background? Nobody's watching despite all your efforts. What do we do to stand out? I mean, the digital space is constantly growing. You know how many videos, how many posts, how much content is uploaded every second? So, here's what I believe, it's not only about creating good content, it's about creating content that actually stands out. I'm going to give you 3 tips for unique content creation. I've been navigating the highs and the lows of content creation, and we can have a simple conversation around what it looks like to actually stand out, what it actually looks like to create unique content. You ready? So there's a common struggle that you and I have. The question is my ideal audience watching the stuff that I created for them? So think of this, you're pouring hours in creating videos or you're creating content for just a handful of people to watch. Does that sound familiar? And we've all been there. I mean, crafting, creating things that we really believe in, thinking we have a solution for people, and then we toss it on the web, we toss it online, and crickets. Like no one is listening. It seems like no one is watching. It seems like nobody cares. Like, who cares about your content, man? That's how it feels like. You show up online, you're vulnerable, you are trying to be consistent, but then you don't want to be consistent because of these feelings, and the struggle is real. It's not only about creating good content, it's about creating content that actually stands out. 3 tips for unique content creation. So, this is the first one. Start by developing a unique signature. What is different about you? What is that unique style that you carry? Your personality, your voice, your look, your values. What do you love? Your passions. Let that stand out. Your story. And ask yourself the question, what resonates with my audience? So whether it's your editing style, your persona on video, or the way you see the world, whatever this might be, I'm gonna get you to own it. Like, we need to own it. But see, the moment we start copying, imitating others, we just become this cookie cutter creator. And we don't want that. I believe that if we show up being ourselves, being willing to explore how we're gonna develop that unique style, we're gonna change the game. Another tip for unique content creation is this. It's deeply connecting with our audience. We need to learn how to master the process of engagement. How do you get someone to engage with your content? So content isn't just about putting out information out into the world. It's about sparking conversation. So be the person that asks the questions. Be the person that's responding to comments. Create content that's actually answering the burning questions that people go through. Learn how to create solutions around your pain points and deliver that. So go ahead, make your audience feel heard, make them feel seen, make them feel valued. And if we can do that, we're actually going to stand out. Here's another tip on unique content creation. We need to learn how to innovate consistently. So what does this mean? Don't just follow trends, but be the trend setter. Start having conversations about topics before they go mainstream. Try different formats, maybe different angles, different colors, different lenses, or challenging yourself to have a different tone of voice as you're showing up in your videos. We need to be constantly innovating. So what if we learn how to merge unrelated topics in surprising ways? It would totally help you stand out, right? And I know what you're thinking, this might be risky. I might not get any likes on this next post, and that's okay. The idea here is explore. And if you find something that's working, yeah, double down on that. But I believe all the gurus are saying, hey, you know what? Just stick to something until you die. That's pretty much the message. But the reality is, I see these people run their business and they're constantly shifting and pivoting and growing and innovating and creating and staying top of mind by being constantly innovating. So if they're doing it, we need to understand that innovation is actually part of the process. And not everything is going to land with people. But when it does, it's totally going to set you apart. And here's the reality that we all have to go through. We all have to overcome these content creation challenges. We have to stay the course. We have to have the right mindset. We have to stop comparing ourselves to other creators and run our own course, run the race. Focus on what you have to bring, focus on who you are, focus on becoming the person you are meant to become. And here's where I want to land. This is not only about posting, this is actually about persisting. This is about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. This is about having that attitude and the right mindset of moving forward no matter what. So one key component here is stay adaptable. Always keep learning. Always look at ways on how you can learn and implement, and rinse and repeat. We have to be adaptable. We have to be flexible. And the flexibility is actually going to bring opportunities for us to be more innovative, but it's also going to give us the opportunity to actually stand out. So despite all your efforts, yes, it's hard to create content and to be consistent and to show up and to define your unique style. It's hard to be innovative. It's hard. All this stuff is hard. You got to put in the work. That's the reality. This is more than just about technical skills. This is about your vision and showing up and bringing a solution to people who actually need it. And let's talk about this. It's not about doing a whole bunch of different things. It's about doing things differently. There's a difference. If you really want to stand out, learn how to be different. If you found any of this helpful, or you have your own strategies on how to be unique with content creation, go ahead, drop a comment. From one creator to another. If you want to support me, do the thing. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned until the next video. I hope this conversation has been helpful. Listen, I just want to encourage you in your process. I want to encourage you in your creation process. So, stay the course. Stay focused. You got this. You can do this. I believe in you. Man, content creation, baby. Content creation. That's where it's at.